Hey everybody, welcome to my page. My name is Jaylyn. This is my first YouTube video I've ever done, so I'm super excited to share this with you. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience as a wedding planner. So a little bit of background about me. I am currently engaged. I got engaged of December of last year and I'm getting married this November to my sweetheart Samuel. And really quick, the reason why I wanted to make this video for you guys is because I just want to share you guys my experience as a bride and also maybe some tips and tricks that I have along the way that maybe you could also pick up from. And if you're a bride like myself and having a wedding, you know exactly what to look for or what not to look for. All right, so first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which to me I feel like was the most important part of the whole wedding planning, was setting a budget. Now, the budget, depending on what you and your fiance can afford, can pretty much be a crucial part in deciding where everything else goes in the wedding. Like for us, the budget that we had set for originally was $5,000. Now, $5,000, yes, that's still a lot of money, but once you start adding in the dress, the party favors, the food, the desserts, the DJ, all that adds up really quick. So, you know, yeah, we started out with 5,000 and yes, our budget did blow real quick. It's very important that you guys set a budget. For us, we set $5,000 and that's what helped us also determine when we would set the date for our wedding. The other most important thing for us was the wedding venue. Now, mind you, we had gotten engaged in December of last year, so technically I started looking around like at venues and vendors, things like that, around January, February sometime, because I was looking around for venues. It was very hard for me to find one that was fairly pretty cheap, not to mention it was hard for me to find one that could hold as many guests as that we wanted to have. Or the other challenge was to see if it was even available, because I guess apparently November 5th and November 12th are one of the most popular days ever to get married. It was actually very difficult for us to find one that was even available. So what we ended up doing was, instead, my aunt has some land in the back of her house and she also grows some orange trees, and most of my family will go out there and have like barbecues and family outings, things like that, and I thought it was really pretty atmosphere out there, and I love just the whole outdoorsy feel for our wedding. So I did look at hers and she was willing to help us out with that for free. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was booking the photographer and or videographer. Now, a photographer was already a given. We already knew we wanted a photographer to shoot our special day, but to find the perfect one was a little bit of a challenge for us, because seeing that Sam and I had never ever gotten like famous or professional photos done before, we didn't really know what to expect when it came down to like professional photography. So we thought, you get what you pay for. So with that being said, we really kind of looked for someone who was rather expensive because we thought that the quality would be better and it would make up for the price. No, that's not always correct, because the guy we had originally had for our photography, we did have an engagement session done with him, and once we got those back, it was pretty clear to us that we would not be happy with him if we had him for our wedding. So we ended up firing him and finding someone else. Her name's Alyssa Ryan Photography, and I will link all her information down below. So if you are in Arizona and you're looking for a really fun photographer who produces excellent work and is very cheap, definitely check her out. I highly recommend her. But yes, another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was a videographer. Now, I'm sure a lot of you that are watching have probably already heard of the videography trend that a lot of brides and grooms are doing for their weddings. But when Sam and we first got engaged, it wasn't really something we had in mind, mainly because we didn't feel like if we're spending, you know, $2,000-$3,000 to have a photographer on our day, did we need to spend a couple hundred or maybe even $1,000 extra for a videographer? Well, after doing some research and talking to other brides, it came down, it was pretty clear that no, it's very important that you have a videographer if you can afford it and if that's something you do want. But for us, it became something we definitely really wanted to look into, but we just didn't want to pay too much for that. So luckily, I did have one of my friends. She is going to be our videographer and she's awesome. So I'm really excited to be using her. Another thing that I really wanted to talk to you about was my choice of the bridal party. Now, I don't have a whole lot of friends, but Sam has quite a few. So because the fact that I didn't really want to pick and choose who can be in the bridal party, and neither did he, we ended up just not going with any bridesmaids or groomsmen at all, which, you know, I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty hot turnout. What I did instead, because I still wanted to give my close friends a little something to let them know how much I love them and care about them and appreciate them, I did do a little gift for them, and I will be doing like the bachelorette party with them and doing some other fun activities with them as well to make them feel as if they were part of my bridesmaids, but just without the title. Also, they do not have to wear a specific dress or in a specific color. So it's more relaxed that way, and Sam's doing something very similar with his buddies. So we're really excited that we decided to not go with a bridal party. But if you guys are wanting to do that, then go for it. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was the number of guests at your wedding. Now, when we had first gotten engaged and we first started looking for venues and shopping around for food and desserts and all that stuff, a lot of people kept asking us, well, how many people are you inviting? And keep in mind, you know, you're paying for the person per person. So, you know, I have a rather large family, pretty big extended family if you ask me, and Sam has a really rather small one. So I didn't really want to eliminate some family members that couldn't come to the wedding just because I couldn't afford them. So we ended up going with a total of 100 guests. Now this is just like them as a whole. I do not know who for sure is all coming just yet, but I'm anticipating maybe 80 people. I do not know. But my other thing that I wanted to go over was my choice of invitations. Now, I've seen a lot of gorgeous invitations in my time. Some brides and grooms spend a great deal of money on those invitations too, and they're very beautiful. I get it, you get what you pay for. But to me, when Sam and I, we were looking for invitations, it just, especially funding the wedding yourself, the costs just keep getting higher and higher, and it eventually feels like you're just swimming in all this money going to one special event. So we didn't really want to spend too much money on invitations that people are typically going to throw away. So what we ended up going with was I used My Beautiful Wedding announcements. If you want, you can go ahead and check them out. I do believe that they're based out in Utah. So the shipping and handling, and as far as the delivery time, it was pretty quick. The customer service was really awesome. The only thing I didn't like about using them is that they don't have like a do-it-yourself software. So you pretty much pick the design and then you actually email them the colors and the wording and the font and stuff like that, and then they create it for you, send you a proof, and then once you've approved it, then they'll send out your invitations. So we did end up spending maybe max like a little over $200, and that was including the shipping and handling. So I think that's pretty good. We ended up ordering 150 announcements, which I think that is a bit excessive. My ideal number was 100, but everyone kept telling me to do extras. let me show you really quick what I did for my invitations. As you can see, they're pretty simple. I don't know how focused my camera is, but it just says come for the love, stay for the party, and it has a response card, a direction card, and the registry. And on the back, we just have like a photo insert of Sam and I from our original photographer, and then just an RSVP return envelope. So it's really simple. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys was about the wedding attire. Now, we all know most weddings are all about the dress, right? Well, unfortunately for this video, because it is before my wedding, I cannot show you guys my wedding dress or really talk about it because I don't know who's watching. But I promise as soon as we are officially married, I will be talking about my dress. I will be showing you guys my dress. I will be talking to you guys about how I went about purchasing it, things like that. So I will definitely get in more depth next time as far as the dress. But what I did want to talk about was my wedding shoes, because I'm wearing like a gown type dress, so you can't even see my feet. But you know, the first thought that came into my mind, because I wanted to dress for comfort and because the fact that you couldn't see my shoes, I originally wanted to do flip-flops. I know. But after contemplating it more, I thought, you know what, no, flip-flops just wouldn't really do as far as the dress, because the dress is so gorgeous. I just didn't feel it would do justice for the dress. So what I ended up purchasing was Kate Spade Keds, and oh my goodness, they are gorgeous. Let me show you, because they just came in the mail yesterday and I literally about died. Hold on. But these are them. This is Kate Spade's Keds shoes. I actually got these on the Keds website, but you could buy these on katespade.com. And this is in the shade Cream Glitter. And I just thought they were super pretty because my wedding has like a little bit of a vintage feel to it. And also I do have a lot of gold incorporated in my wedding. So this has gold hardware around the trimming, and I just thought it was super, super gorgeous. And then this ivory cream colored silk ribbon for the shoelaces was to die for. So check it out if you're a bride like myself looking for some shoes. They are a little pricey, but I thought that they were a steal because yeah, it's $80, but even after the wedding, it's Keds shoes, so you can wear them any other day of the year. So I thought that that was perfect. Also, they give you an extra pair of shoelaces, like regular shoelaces, so it works out even better. So for Sam, he ended up, you know, at first we were looking at Men's Warehouse for a suit or David's Bridal, but we ended up going with a custom fit suit. So he got a royal blue suit custom made in a shop located in Arizona, and it's called Mag-Row Clothing. I highly suggest you check that out if you are in Arizona and on the East Valley. They are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous suits. And the people there, it's ran by two guys, and they're awesome, awesome people. So, and it's pretty reasonably priced considering what you get. So I will be showing you guys pictures of those as well after the wedding, simply because it's still being made right now. But we're super excited. The last two things that I wanted to talk to you about was the flowers, my choice for flowers, and my wedding theme. So my choice for flowers, I had originally wanted all peonies, and because that is my favorite flower. I just wanted thousands and thousands of them. Little did I know that peonies are very, very, very expensive. Not to mention they're not always in season. And especially in Arizona, as hot as it gets here, who knows how long they would have been able to withstand the heat. Although in November, it does get cooler. When I was talking to other florists, they told me that it is a very, very expensive flower. So, but I did like the puffy cloud-like flower. So what we did do, as far as my floral designs, I did only go with an arch, my bouquet, Sam's boutonniere, and then a little cake topper assemble. And even with all that, it was $500, which I do think that is a bit much for something that's gonna die within like a day and a half. But, you know, considering I just didn't really want to take the time to go to a flower market, make the bouquets myself, set everything else up myself, and then have more stress added on to me that day. It just didn't seem worth it. So $500 I feel like makes up for that, but you do not have to get flowers. In fact, you can do fake flowers, or you can just do nothing at all. Whatever makes you happy, that's just what I did. So instead of the peonies though, I ended up doing garden roses and carnations. There is like a few peonies in there, but for the most part, it's a lot of garden roses and carnations and a lot of greenery. I heard greenery is the trick, ladies. If you're wanting it done for cheap and you want it to look fuller and you're on a budget and you do go through a florist, do greenery. So that's something that I did, but I will be posting pictures as far as the details of all that once the wedding is done as well. Last thing I wanted to talk to you about was my theme. So like I mentioned before, my theme was a vintage chic feel. I guess it's more modern too, because my dress is like a vintage modern dress. But as far as my wedding, I did a lot of gold, and I'm so excited to show all those things with you guys. I do not have it all with me. I wanted to show you guys like my cake topper, some of my party favors I'm doing, but don't worry, I will be making a separate video as far as that. But yes, the theme itself is important as well, because everything else is supposed to tie into that, right? Even if you're like myself, where some of the things that you are doing in your wedding or would like in your wedding don't really go along the lines of your theme, go for it anyways. My tip to you ladies, if you are getting married and you are watching this video, honestly, go with your gut and what makes you happy. Because if you sacrifice your happiness to make others happy, then you're gonna be miserable. And I've learned that a lot in these past few months. And I'm not miserable. I'm very happy to marry my sweetheart. But sometimes I honestly feel like I shouldn't have done the wedding at all. Sometimes I feel like we should have just eloped. Some other times I feel like maybe I didn't need to add certain things where a lot of people told me to. So really, instead of listening to everybody else, just listen to what you and your spouse, or your soon-to-be spouse, want, okay? That's what's most important. But yeah, so other than that, I will be making another video, a part 2, and it's gonna be after my wedding, and I'm gonna be going in depth as far as everything that I didn't get to cover today, so I'm super excited for that. And also, thank you so much if you have taken the time to watch me. I do appreciate it. I'm so excited to start this journey with all of you. If you did like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and also feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, bye.